Day 8. Emma's made Jake take a personality quiz. Listen for the moment it stops being funny. Don't translate. Just listen.
Right, so
No,
you haven't even heard what it is.
you've got the look.
What look? I don't have a look.
You do. The Jake just try this one thing, it'll be really interesting look. I've seen it many times. It never ends well for me. What is it this time?
It's a personality quiz. Everyone at my office has been doing it.
A personality quiz. At work.
It started with Sarah from accounts, and now literally the entire floor has done it. My manager sent his results to the workgroup chat.
Your manager sent his personality quiz results to a workgroup chat.
I know how that sounds.
Sounds completely unhinged.
He got the strategist. He's been insufferable about it for days.
To be fair, if someone handed me a certificate saying I was the strategist, I'd probably be insufferable about it too. That's an objectively good result.
That's the problem. Nobody pushes back because it's flattering. Anyway, I want to do ours together. There's a version where you answer for each other, and apparently that's the interesting bit. You say what you think my answer would be. I say what I think yours is. And then we compare and disagree.
So we sit here arguing about each other's personalities under the pretense of self-discovery.
Exactly.
It's raining and I have nothing else to do. Fine,
Yes,
but you're getting the next round.
obviously.
And if I say something and you disagree, you actually have to make a case. No just shaking your head at me.
That's the whole point.
Right then. Go on.
First question. When a friend comes to you with a problem, you tend to A. Listen and let them talk it out. B. Immediately try to find a solution. C. Share what you would do in their position.
A.
You think you're an A?
I'm a good listener. People come to me with things,
You are a good listener. For the first 30 seconds.
and then what?
And then you start suggesting things.
Because sometimes people need suggestions, Emma. You can't just nod at them indefinitely.
Some people just need someone to nod at them for a little longer than 30 seconds before they're ready for suggestions.
I jump in with helpful information.
Sometimes they haven't finished yet.
Occasionally, in certain cases, I could perhaps wait a bit longer, yes.
So B.
Fine. B. Well-meaning B. What about you?
A. And I actually wait. I let people get all the way to the end before I say anything.
You do that. I've noticed. You just let people sit in something for a moment before you step in.
Was that a compliment?
Barely. Don't read too much into it. Next question.
You prefer to A. Make a plan and stick to it. B. Keep your options open. C. Just decide as things unfold.
B.
Really?
Yes, I'm flexible. I like options. I don't overcommit.
Jake.
What?
You've had the same lunch order. Chicken wrap, no onion. Every Tuesday for 4 months.
Food is not personality.
You thought about your lunch before you left the house this morning.
I briefly considered it.
How briefly?
It came to me. Naturally.
I'm putting A.
I said B.
You like a plan. Your coffee order hasn't changed in 2 years. Your route to work is the same every day. You sat in the exact same seat on the train every morning for nearly a year, and then when you finally tried a different one, you spent 3 days systematically working through the alternatives until you confirmed the first one was the best.
That is thoroughness. That is not being rigid.
That is a committed A.
It's A adjacent.
It's A.
Fine. An efficient, intentional A. What about you?
C. Obviously. I decide as things come up.
You rewrote your to-do list 3 times yesterday.
I was restructuring my priorities.
In different colored pens.
That's a system. Different colors for different urgency levels.
You restructured the urgency levels twice.
Things shifted.
How many times did you rewrite the list last Tuesday?
3.
C.
A well-meaning, occasionally chaotic C.
The only kind.
This one's good. When someone disagrees with you, you A. Stand your ground. B. Look for a middle ground. C. Avoid the conflict and move on.
B.
Hmm.
What was that noise?
Nothing. It's just, deep down, I think you might be more of a C than you admit.
I look for compromise. That's B.
When did you last actually disagree with someone to their face? Out loud. With words. Coming out of your mouth.
I disagree with people all the time.
Name one. This month?
I told you that film was boring.
After I said it first.
I told Mark at work his approach to the project structure wasn't quite right.
What did you actually say?
I said that's one way of looking at it.
Jake, that's one way of looking at it, is not a disagreement. That is the verbal equivalent of quietly leaving the room while maintaining polite eye contact.
I'm a diplomatic person.
You're a C who's convinced himself he's a B. When something bothers you, you don't say it. You go quiet. You wait for it to pass or for someone else to bring it up first. And you call that being patient. But sometimes it's just not wanting to deal with it.
I deal with things.
Internally, thoroughly, and then nothing ever comes out.
I take a considered approach.
C leaning B when pressed. Final answer.
I'll take it. What did you put for yourself?
A.
A. Obviously. You're stubborn, Emma.
I'm determined.
The restaurant last month.
Please don't.
The table. You arrived. You had already identified which table you wanted before you even walked in. I watched your eyes go straight to it the moment the door opened. The host said it was reserved. You asked to speak to the manager. The manager came out. You explained very calmly and at some length why that particular table was better suited to your group's needs. He moved a stranger, an actual stranger, to a different table.
They were given a complimentary dessert. Everyone was happy.
You moved a stranger.
I orchestrated a mutually beneficial outcome.
You're stubborn.
I prefer determined.
I know. You've said it before. Last time I called you stubborn, you said you preferred determined. I noted it at the time.
Fine. A. A determined, occasionally stubborn A.
Thank you for finally admitting it.
The criticism 1. When you receive feedback, you A. Take it on board and genuinely reflect. B. Feel defensive, even if you don't show it. C. Move past it quickly without dwelling.
A. I'm reasonably self-aware. I know my weaknesses. When someone gives me feedback, I try to actually hear it.
My playlist comment.
That was different.
I said your playlist was getting a bit repetitive. You went quiet.
I was reflecting.
For 19 minutes. I timed it because I was curious.
I was processing what you'd said.
You didn't make eye contact once in 19 minutes. At one point you got up and reorganized the mugs.
The mugs needed reorganizing.
The mugs were perfectly fine, Jake. You were moving objects around because you had feelings about the playlist comment. And you didn't want to look like you had feelings about the playlist comment.
B. Quiet B. A B that eventually does reflect properly. I feel it, and then I actually think it through. I don't stay defensive forever. I just need a moment.
A mug reorganizing moment.
Everyone has a process.
And for me?
A. But an A&a half.
That's not a real score.
It means you genuinely take things on board and you reflect. But then you keep going, long after the reflection has done its job.
I just want to do things properly.
You do them properly. But your manager gave you one small kind suggestion about 3 weeks ago, and I've heard about it 4 separate times since.
It was worth thinking about.
He said it and moved on. He wasn't thinking about it an hour later. You've been turning it over for 3 weeks.
I know. I know that about myself.
You're quite hard on yourself. Genuinely hard. Far harder than any of the people around you are on you.
I notice my weak spots more easily than my good bits.
Other people notice your good bits constantly. You could look there sometimes. Give yourself credit for the things that are actually going well. You don't have to be at fault for everything all the time.
That's actually quite a useful thing to hear.
Occasionally, I say useful things.
Rain helps.
It really does.
How are you in social situations? In a big group, you tend to feel A. Energized by being around lots of people. B. You enjoy it but need time to recover after. C. You find big groups draining and prefer one-on-one.
B. Honestly, yes. I can do big groups. I'm fine in them. But there's an enormous amount happening in a room full of people, and I'm picking up on most of it simultaneously. Like, who's comfortable and who isn't? When a conversation has a tension running underneath it that nobody's naming, who's having a genuinely good time and who's performing having a good time? All of that is just running in the background the whole evening, and I'm taking it all in, and very little of it comes back out. So by the end of the night, even if it's been perfectly good, I need some quiet, a bit of nothing.
I had no idea you were doing all of that.
I don't tend to announce it.
No, but that's a lot to be running in the background for 3 hours straight.
It's just how I work. It's why I find smaller conversations easier. Like this one. There's less noise. I can actually think about what I'm saying, rather than processing everything around me at the same time.
Does it get tiring, being perceptive like that in a big group?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm much more drained after a big dinner than after something like this. even if both technically count as social. This feels fine. I feel fine right now.
You don't need to recover from me?
Not yet.
I'll take that as a compliment.
The highest form. What about you?
A, but with a hidden B at the end. I genuinely get energy from people. I'm more animated, funnier, more confident in a big group than I feel one-on-one, actually. But then I get home and about an hour later it empties out. Like a battery that's been running on maximum. And just reads 0 suddenly.
I've watched that happen. You'll come back from something still buzzing, still going, and then 60 minutes later you're just very quiet.
Is it strange that you've clocked that?
Is it strange that I notice things?
Fair point.
You mentioned it once. Something about your energy levels after a big night. And then I saw it happen and it clicked. You do exactly what you described.
That's quite perceptive of you.
I try.
I was being genuine.
So was I.
Okay. Last question before results. When there's something you'd rather not talk about, you tend to A. Say so directly. B. Change the subject without making it obvious. C. Make a joke and move on.
See. And I'll say it before you do.
Was there any doubt?
None. I deflect. I'm very aware of it. When something starts heading somewhere I'm not ready to go, I make a joke. Shift the energy. Suddenly I'm asking about your weekend. And nobody quite knows how we ended up somewhere completely different. It's actually quite a skill. I've refined it over the years.
It is a skill, and it does work.
But things don't get talked about.
That's the trade-off.
Yes, and for you.
B. Smooth B. Way smoother than you.
Way smoother. With C, people usually have a faint sense that something just got avoided. The joke lands, but the thing is still kind of hanging there. With you, the subject changes and nobody even registers that it moved. One moment we're talking about X, and then, without any visible transition, we're somewhere else entirely. And everyone just follows along.
I didn't realize I was doing it until recently.
Since your sister?
Since my sister. Yeah,
We'll get to that.
you keep saying that.
Because I mean it. Results first.
You're managing the structure of this conversation.
I'm an A. I plan.
God, you really are an A.
An efficient, intentional A, who knows why. Results then.
I'm reading yours first.
Obviously.
Jake, your result.
Go on then.
You are the observer.
The observer. I can work with that.
You are calm, considered, and perceptive.
All true.
People tend to trust your judgment, precisely because you don't react, and your stillness makes others feel safe.
That's just called being reasonable.
You notice a great deal that you choose not to say out loud,
Yes.
which makes you an excellent reader of people and of rooms.
I mean, obviously.
You are particularly good at knowing how someone is feeling before they say it.
Accurate.
However, you sometimes use your calm exterior as a way to avoid dealing with things you find uncomfortable. This can make you seem distant when you are actually just avoiding.
Right.
Learning to own up to how you feel, rather than waiting for others to notice and come to you, would allow the people close to you to feel genuinely seen. Jake,
I heard it.
how does that land?
A bit close. Yeah. Right. Your turn.
We're coming back to yours.
I know we are.
You read mine. Make it ceremonial.
Emma, your result is
What is it?
the empath.
Okay.
You are highly perceptive, and people naturally come to you when they need to feel understood.
Oh,
Your emotional intelligence is one of your greatest strengths. Well, nobody's surprised.
Jake, read it properly.
I am. And you wear your heart on your sleeve in a way that makes people feel genuinely safe around you.
I like that one.
You are rarely guarded, which builds trust and warmth very quickly. However, you sometimes put everyone else first.
There's always a however.
And call it being easygoing. This can leave your own needs quietly unmet, and your own feelings quietly swallowed. Emma,
Yeah.
you all right?
Yeah. It's just, my sister said something almost exactly like that to me last week.
What did she say?
She'd been sitting on it for a while. She said she'd been thinking about how to bring it up, which somehow made it worse even before she'd started. Like the preamble was already a signal that this was something. And she said she'd noticed, she'd been watching it for a while, apparently, that whenever there's a group decision, whenever someone says, "What do you want to do?" I'm always the one who says whatever you want. I genuinely don't mind. Every single time. Without fail. And she asked me when I actually last chose. For myself. Not as a way of being accommodating, not after first checking it works for everyone else. Just chose what I wanted, without running it through everyone else first. And I said I was just easygoing, that I genuinely didn't mind about most things. And I believed that when I said it. I really did. And she looked at me. She had this very careful look, like she'd chosen her words a long time ago. And she said, "M. Or maybe you're just scared to take up space." And then her phone rang and she went to take the call. And I had nowhere to put it. I've been carrying it since then.
That hit a nerve.
A big one. And the thing is, I know she said it out of love. She wasn't trying to be cruel. She saw something and she cared enough to say it, which makes it worse somehow, because I can't even be properly annoyed about it. She was just right.
Do you think she was?
I think, yes, mostly, because I do genuinely care about the people around me. That's not performance, but I think I've let it go so far in one direction that I don't check in with myself at all anymore. Like, someone will suggest something, and before I've even asked myself what I want, I've already said yes. And then later I'm sitting there quietly disappointed, and I feel stupid for being disappointed because I was the one who said it was fine. So I can't say anything. I just swallow it. And I don't let it show, because if I did, I'd have to explain why I'm upset about something I told them was fine. And that's an impossible conversation to have without sounding unreasonable. So I just carry it. And the longer I carry it, the heavier it gets. And I've been doing it long enough that I've stopped noticing how much I'm actually carrying.
That's a lot.
It's a very specific kind of a lot.
Your sister said it because she loves you.
I know. I do know that.
And I think, for what it's worth, I don't think the caring is the problem. You genuinely do care. I've watched you do it over and over. But I think you've built a whole identity around it. The person who doesn't mind, the one who smooths things over. And somewhere in there your own preferences got quietly buried. And deep down, I think you know what you want in most situations. You just keep handing the turn to someone else before you take it yourself.
I do, and I can feel myself doing it, and I still do it anyway.
Then at least you're self-aware about it.
Self-aware and still doing it. Which is apparently what you said was the annoying part.
Yeah, join the club.
And it's too close to home to read it written down like that. I already knew this about myself more or less. But seeing it confirmed is different. It's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yours. We're going back.
Right.
The own up to how you feel bit.
I read it before.
I thought you might have.
While yours was loading, I read mine on my phone. The whole thing. And when I got to that paragraph, the part about waiting for others to notice rather than saying things yourself, I scrolled past it. On purpose.
Why?
Because it's not new information. I already know I do that. And knowing something about yourself and actually changing it are completely different things. You can be very self-aware about a pattern and still be completely inside it. And reading it spelled out in a cafe on a Thursday, it felt like being handed a list of things I've been pretending not to see. And I didn't want to look at the list right then.
So you deflected from the result, about deflecting.
Yes, that is exactly what I did.
Jake.
I'm aware.
That might be the most you thing you have ever done.
I contain multitudes.
What's on the list? The one you didn't want to look at.
The main thing is the impact, not the intention. Because my intention is fine. I'm not cold. I'm not distant. I'm not indifferent. I genuinely notice things about people. I think about them. I care about what's going on with them, sometimes more than they realize. But all of that is happening entirely inside my head, and from where the other person is standing, they can't see any of it. They just see someone who's quiet, and sometimes they read that as, nobody's paying attention, or nobody's bothered. And meanwhile, I've noticed everything. I know exactly what's going on. I've just said nothing.
And that costs people something.
It costs them something, yeah. And I know that. When I put it like that, it gets under your skin a bit.
Yeah.
Like, the intention is fine. The effect sometimes isn't fine. And those two things can both be true at the same time.
Has someone said something like this to you before? That you seemed far away?
Not in those words. But once, a few years ago, someone said it was hard to know where they stood with me, that they could be in a real conversation with me. Not small talk, a proper one, and still not quite feel certain if I was really there, like I was present and responding, but somewhere behind it I was somewhere else. And I didn't know what to do with that.
What did you do?
Went quiet. Thought about it for a long time. Never brought it up again.
Jake,
I know. That's. I know.
that's the exact same pattern.
It is. And that person, I genuinely cared about them. I was absolutely there. Every moment of that conversation, I was there. And they couldn't tell. And I didn't say anything to correct it. I just let them sit with the uncertainty.
Because saying something felt like too much of a risk.
Because saying it meant making myself visible in a way I wasn't sure about. And I chose privacy over making them feel certain, which was the wrong call. I can see that now.
What would you do differently?
I'd say something, probably at the wrong moment and not very smoothly. But something. Even just, I'm here. I notice. Even that.
Yeah, even that.
It's not a small thing to do.
No. But it's doable.
Maybe. Yeah. Can I say something?
You've said quite a lot today. A personal record.
I know. Don't ruin it.
Sorry. Go on.
Being honest with you is easy. And I don't say that lightly because it isn't easy with most people. But something about how you are, you don't make honesty feel like a risk. When I say something true, it just lands somewhere. It doesn't get misread or filed away or brought back later. It just sits. And I think that's a specific thing you do. Not just the listening, though, that's part of it, but the way you receive things. People can say true things around you and feel safe doing it. And I think you should know that. Because you give a lot, and I want you to know what it actually is you're giving.
Jake, that's.
Don't cry in the cafe.
I am not going to cry in a cafe.
You've got the face.
What face?
The face where you're working very hard not to let it show.
That's. Okay. Fine. That meant something. Thank you.
Good.
Right, my turn. One thing I actually like about how you are. And it's going to come out a bit awkward because this is just how this kind of thing goes between us.
Looking forward to it.
The noticing. The thing you do, being in a conversation and actually being in it. Not composing your next line while the other person's still talking, not half watching the room, just in it. I noticed that about you quite early on. And I think it's connected to the perceptive thing, the way you take things in properly. And yes, the fact that you don't always say what you've noticed is something to work on. I stand by that. But the noticing itself is worth something. It's why I trust you. Not just to be kind about what I say, but to have actually heard it. And I knew that about you before I knew much else, which is genuinely rare.
Thank you.
A bit awkward?
No. It was good. I'm taking it.
You're not going to take it personally?
In the best possible sense.
Good. Coffee?
Coffee. Are you going to try something different?
I was thinking, maybe a flat white. Or actually, you know what? Maybe the
Emma.
same thing.
Same thing.
I considered the alternative, though.
And that's growth.
That is growth. Tiny, incremental, cafe-based growth.
The best kind.
Come on then.
Today's language. Perceptive, noticing things about people that others easily miss. Stubborn, unwilling to change your mind, even when you probably should. Defensive, feeling criticized by feedback, even when it's fair. Self-aware, having an honest picture of who you actually are. Deflect, dodge a difficult topic with a joke or a change of subject. Deep down, what someone is truly like underneath the surface. Hard on yourself, being far more critical of yourself than the situation calls for. Give yourself credit. Recognize your own good qualities, not just your gaps. Hit a nerve, touched on something already a little sore, too close to home, uncomfortably personal. Own up to something. Admit something honestly instead of avoiding it. Let it show. Allow your feelings to be visible rather than hiding them. Take it personally. Feel that something is aimed at you specifically. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Show your feelings openly and naturally. Get under your skin. Bother you in a way that's hard to shake. That's day 8. See you in day 9.